In our trader rundown today, Scott Bauer of Trading Advantage is here with what has been an upwardly mobile market of late. Thanks for coming on the show.
Good lead in there.
Right?
Yep.
So what do you think?
You know, there's so much on the table right now, and I'm just surprised that we just every day see this grind higher, grind
It's
higher.
shocking.
Now, I will say though, Angie, yesterday was the first time that I really saw in one of these rallies where volatility also increased, fairly substantially. VIX was up yesterday. We're still, relatively all-time lows here, but one of these rallies where we're finally seeing maybe the VIX following a little bit. So maybe it's because, we're getting some Fed minutes later. We're, towards the tail end of earnings season. Maybe some of the Trump policies aren't going to come through. So maybe that's why we're seeing the VIX tick up a little bit, but yeah, the market just keeps heading higher.
Does that mean that they are buying more protection on this market when
They
you see
are.
the VIX rise?
Yeah, and what's happening is the put-call ratio, which has been so low of late, meaning every one call that's traded, for every one put that's traded, that typically trades about 1.1, 1.15 to 1, where puts outnumber calls. That number has been really close to 1-to-1 recently, but just yesterday we're seeing that tick up also. So it looks like maybe people in the investors are starting to buy a little bit more protection, maybe staying long in the marketplace but buying that protection.
You have T-Mobile on
Yes.
your list. Is this a buy or a sell?
No,
or
it's
trade?
a buy. It's a buy. It's a
Wow.
buy, and I think there's a lot of upside here depending what happens with them and Sprint. And the reason that I like this here is because when T-Mobile traded down just end of last week and even yesterday a little bit, it held really major support around the 59.5 level, and had after a major run up, it could have really fallen. So I really like the upside here. There's so much talk in the street here that if T-Mobile and Sprint actually get together, there's going to be so much savings, this, that, and the other. All these cell stocks now are in the news, Verizon, AT&T, and again, I think there's a ton of upside for T-Mobile. I'm buying some March call spreads going out, about 3 weeks from now, and I really look for this upside.
So what would be your price target on this?
I'm looking out to March about 67 or so, and that I'm just basing on what the option market is telling me here. But honestly, there's a lot of room to the upside here, and if something does happen with Sprint, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing 70 and above.
Thank you so much for that trade.
Always a pleasure.